Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new live stream. Yay! Let's see, I gotta get to where I see you guys. I don't have my web page up and running. It's busy around here. I'll have to tell you what's going on. Let's see. And I know you can't see me yet. I haven't turned that on yet, so 1 second. There. Welcome. It's live stream time on Saturday. This is a new library, MegaMagic Bells N Winds. It's actually not a new library. It's been out for a while. Many of you have it already, but this is the native Unify version. So hello, how's everybody doing? Hands together, head bowed. Thank you for joining. My name's John Limcool. This is a live stream I do each week because I love my customers and want to keep in contact with you guys. If you go to plugandguru.com, right there, it's a classic from 2016. So this library's been around a while, for sure. Now this special version has a lot of extra stuff, so I'm gonna give you the details as we go through here. How's everybody doing? Let me see what the chat's going on. So there's hello. I see Steve and Ivar and Ken and Ilian and Barry. Simeon's here. Hey, Simeon. I have to get you this library so you can do a live stream showing it. That'd be really fun. If you hear noise, it's because I have people working on my yard. And in a couple hours, my daughter and my ex-wife will be here. They have been doing a little traveling. They camped up in Glacier National Park, and they are staying here a couple nights with me, which is really nice of them. They are both dear and sweet friends of mine, and my daughter, of course, is my daughter. I mean, it's why we live, right? For our kids. So they'll be here. I've just been really busy doing lots of stuff. So that's good. Hey, Mark. Hey, Fred. Alan, Andy, Bill, Don, Mark, Frank. So many of you guys. Welcome. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So this library has a little extra sauce. Because it's been out for a while and because of the things Unify could do that Omnisphere can't. For those of you that... let's start at the beginning. So MegaMagic Bells N Winds came out actually August 8th, which is, we're really coming up on that anniversary of 2016. So 9 years ago for Omnisphere. And so if I solo this, we could play through the Omnisphere version. Let me see, I gotta pause my video playback. It's so funny, there's like a 5-second delay between. By the way, I have a question for you. I'm going to change a setting and you tell me if my voice goes away, okay? Because when I do Zoom chats with people, I have to turn down the microphone so I don't hear myself in my ears. Otherwise, they hear doubles. And so I just want to see if I make the audio better. So I'm going to turn down the audio and then I'm going to talk. And you tell me if you see me talking enough. So here we go. The audio is going off. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, how funny. It's like for the live streams, it has to be up, but when I do a Zoom chat, I have to have the volume down. It's crazy. Technology, it keeps trying to improve and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, okay, thank you for helping. Now I'm back. I missed you all so much. I'm back. Anyway, this is the version that was made for Omnisphere. And if you look at the author list, there's a lot of authors in this. A lot of people made extra patches for this. So the bonus patches I'm actually going to make some more bonus patches, and I'll probably copy some of these that are in here. But this library, because of Omnisphere's limitation, it is only just one sample. Right? And some of these I looped even in Omnisphere so that you have the pad versions, right? Same thing inside a Unify. As you can see up here, there's all the normal, dry, and what we now call MegaMagic Reverb. I just call them so it's easy. So like if we go to we were just playing a kalimba, so let's go up here like number 2 kalimba. Here's the or dry. And then you can add processing and stuff like that. Here's the MegaMagic version of 1, the dry. This is a higher note, you can tell, because that sample really is losing it down here. But as a loop, it's really cool for right? Well, because it's 2025 and it's 9 years later and Unify is here, one of our advantages is we can play as many samples across the keyboard as we want. We can do round robins, all that kind of stuff. So for this library, I recorded, where's it at? Right here. Three new instruments were added. A glockenspiel, and as you can see, I still have it taped up. I taped it up when doing the softest mallet because it's a timpani mallet for the super, what I call very soft, V-soft. And it just has a really nice tone, but it made all the other bars ring. So I used painter tape to tape up all the other bars so that they are not ringing. I also sampled, oh, here, let me show you the glockenspiel, then I'll show you the kalimbas. So here in the bells, you'll see, and bell's the right thing. So glockenspiel, so you play your rush licks, right? And then there's soft, which was using a plastic mallet. And it's round robin, so it's subtle, but you'd know a difference if it was playing the same sample over and over again. Like if I go into Guru Sampler, check this out. Here's all the samples that are in this. Let's find a sample kind of in this range. I'm playing B3. So. That's what happens when you don't have round robins. See how it's the same every time? But if I change this, I clicked the wrong thing. If I go back to all, it's subtly different every time because there's 3 different samples for that. So you can play and be so much more musical. We go back to B3. If I go. That's just one sample playing every time. If we go to the round robins, our brain and ears can immediately hear all the nuances of a sample. And when it gets repeated over and over again, you can pick up on that. And likewise, if it's subtly different, we kind of forget the previous, and it's like it sounds like the real thing. So this is something none of the samples from the Omnisphere version can do. So you can play and not worry about, a lot of times when I would work with MegaMagic libraries, I would have to work on making a melody that didn't repeat the same note too many times because you would pick up on that. But by having round robins, right? Now the very soft is really special. I love the sound of this. This is using the timpani little mallet. Hi, neighbor. How you doing? Let's see. Who's that at the door? Oh my gosh. It's Mr. Speedy. He's got the mail. So you can do that kind of thing with it. Now, I did take it in some really cool places. This is MegaMagic reverb processing, but different techniques than I used in the past. Mr. Skippy's neighborhood. And as you see, I have the very soft right here that you can turn on. So and you can do all sorts of tricks. If you go up here, you can change the release to be shorter of the reverb layer. Move the sample start up and the attack. Now it becomes like a really cool, like reverb, like a normal like reverb effect that you would have. And since it's a separate sample layer, you can control how loud it is if you want. If you're crazy like me, you can distort it. And we lost Ozzy Osbourne this last week, so I've been playing a lot of Black Sabbath and some of his records and stuff in here. So you get your rock and roll glockenspiel on if you want. So there's two different types of reverb. The second one is more an octave shimmer. Really, really pretty. And there's also from the hard, I did like a grain. So it's got a little bit of ambient stuff like that. The other two instruments I sampled are down here in Pluck. And they are, you hear all the cool granular stuff happening. Gourd Kalimba, which is this handsome devil right here. It's, if you can see the tines, there's 2 octaves. So there's a top row and a bottom row. It's really special. Hard to play, but so I sampled that so you can play it on the keyboard. And again, round robins are used. You hear just subtle differences to the attack. So you can do that stuff. There's processed versions of grain. It's got this cool, like, that kind of stuff going on. And then a reverb. And for this one, for that reverb, I used, here I can actually show you what it is. It's Sound Toys. Oh, wait. Sound Toys. Go down here. Where's it at? Get my eyes to work. Not Radiator. I got to use my regular glasses. My gosh. Those are my computer type glasses, but I can't read sharp enough to read what I'm looking at. So Space Blender is right here. And it's such a cool reverb. This is a very cool, unique It's got just some special stuff. I don't have the latest. I got to update the. But you have the ability to control the shape of it to be a little bit of a growth. So basically I did this and a little bit of additional sweetening to it for the MegaMagic version. And then the third final instrument that I sampled is right here. It's a little tiny wood in a gourd. It's just a 1 octave kalimba. Right? So now it's here. And again, it's subtly different samples, 3 samples. So we could say Unify layer just for fun, and we could say, come up here, let's add the grain and the kalimba, and then go up here to the bell and add the very soft glockenspiel and soft reverb. And that's all the new instruments. So that's like 250, 300 samples for all of these. On top of these, I made a video walkthrough last night, and I kind of detailed the story. It was so funny. I'm updating and doing these libraries, and this is from 9 years ago. And so a whole different computer system was used with different hard drives. So the graphics for this, to get this artwork back, I had to go find the big hard drive that used to be used on the old computers that used old, we're now using faster, USB-C type of drives. Well, I found the folder, because I have a folder where I keep all the libraries that I've built. And inside that folder, there's another folder that said all samples, 2016. And I opened it up and I was like, oh my gosh, there's all these samples that I didn't remember until my brain works in weird ways, I must admit. I didn't realize, but I decided when I was doing the library, I actually made a wider scope of bells and winds. I added a lot of plucks. And then at the end, I decided not to include them because they were synthetic for the most part. So I just left them sitting there in this folder for 9 years. And so I brought those back so that we have all these plucks. There's the people pluck. So they're really, really cool. They've been sitting for 9 years in a folder, just waiting for me to rediscover them and say, hey, these should be put into something special. So all these plucks, there's also these pads. By the way, I'll point out right here, the other thing that's really cool with this, and it's in preparation for Unify 2, we can load the artwork that you click on in the background of the patch when you call it up. And it's super, super cool. And you can turn it off if you don't want it to do that. But by default, it will do that. So when you're calling up libraries that have artwork assigned, then you get this visual tie-in with the sounds you're going to play. So like for the people pluck, this is the custom artwork. Isn't that funny? So, holding hands with your synthesizers and having a spiritual moment is what it's all about. Parachute pad is a pad sound that sat for 9 years. And the artwork for this kind of cool. There's custom artwork for every patch. Taylor and myself, I must thank my assistant Taylor. He was very productive and had a great time making all sorts of custom artwork for all these patches. So when you call up Robotalica and you play this really... Here's your artwork. If you go to the very top to something like Airy Block, we have loop versions of this. And that's kind of what inspired this artwork. I wanted it to be like this block in the ocean, you know? So there's over 80 custom images. You go to Baby Bell. It's just very fun. So we're using AI, giving it descriptions of things that don't exist, to make visuals that don't exist. Isn't that cool? So if you haven't seen this in action, I mean, AI is here. You either support it or you're going to just miss out, right? So we're taking full advantage of what it can do. So if you haven't seen this, let me show you how this works. This is my private. I pay for a private channel on Midjourney so that I can create this artwork. I was showing a friend that he tunes my piano and stuff, and so. We put in grand piano traveling through the sky with volumetric clouds and beautiful atmosphere, and it made this piano. And then we actually blew it up to be full size. Where's it at here? Did I move it around? I might have moved it around. Yeah, I moved it around. But anyway, you can type in a prompt. Like, say we want to see... Like we're doing this nice pretty bell. What kind of prompt? Let's have you guys put in a prompt. Here's an animation that I made. It can take an image and animate it. Just whatever you do. If I want, so let's say I wanted the vacuum cleaner. Like, let's say I want to animate this one. So I just hit animate and it makes a whole new prompt up here. And it starts going through and making all the frames of animation. And the AI figures out what the subject is in context. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it took this picture of this wizard on the mountain with musical, it understood what that was so that it could make this artwork animation where it looks like it's playing on the tops of the bells like you would. So it's just crazy what it can do. So it's 51% complete because I'm live streaming at the same time. But you can say whatever you want. Let's say I want to see a beautiful lion where the mane is a huge golden cowbell. And I spelled this wrong. Beautiful. And it will do it. And here's our animated... it's just walking. Walking off the screen. Well, I haven't figured that out yet, but they're trying, right? So anyway, I said a beautiful a lion where the mane is a huge golden cowbell. So let's see. Oh, it's got a cowbell coming out of the ear. It's trying to interpret this thing that doesn't exist and make it into something interesting. So if you like something like that, you can then go in and do additional editing to it. There's tools where you could I could say, no, I want to zoom this down to be smaller. And I want this to be in the middle of the frame like this. And I want different face. I want a little bit different eyes. So you can go over here and like brush out the eyes. Say, just change that and maybe a different ear. And say, submit the edit. And it will take this image with these instructions that I've done. And when we go back to create, it's now making new versions where it's zoomed out. And you can see that it's changing stuff around it. And it's changing the face. So different face. See how the face is different from each one of these 4? So it's just incredible what we were able to do. So Taylor and I spent probably 3 days straight working on artwork so that, you know, when you call up cowbell, you get Daisy. And it's just really, really cool. And when you see it in Unify 2, it will be like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I can see why you wanted to do this, because it's just really cool. To have artwork attached to the patches. So we did it for everything, including the bonus patches, the pads, the flutes, the winds, like the harmonicas. Harmonicas in space. We have because it's all about inspiration. Whatever I can do to give you guys even more inspiration and context for how to use something, I'm going for it. Even if it doesn't make sense, you know, it's still this really cool, inspiring thing. You get down to the bonus patches and things like Love's Gift, which is this beautiful pad, which has just this and the artwork. You know? So it's crazy what technologies we have at our disposal. I see you guys are talking a little bit. So once I show you, there's a new plugin I want to show you. We'll come back and make some bonus patches for this library. There's so much here. On top of everything else, 9 years ago when the library came out, it included the Steve Tavleone patches, and I'm happy to report they are all here. Steve Tavleone is a friend of mine. I've never met him in person. One of these people that I have chatted with for years and years on Facebook. We're kind of colleagues in arms when it comes to chasing sounds. He uses flute and then processes. So he's creating the original recordings. Like when you go to the drive, this is the original. All these harmonics. When you play these down low, you get like Peter Gabriel-esque, really. It's like stuff you'd expect to hear from something like a synclavier from the 90s and 80s. I expect to hear some Peter Gabriel kind of groove or something. So there's all these really cool flutes, both dry. You can play the and then process with reverb. So cool, just beautiful stuff. So that's all in this library as well. All the pan flutes are here. Dry, they're really... And then you get to the reverb versions and... If you combine this with like some of these other sounds, like we'll make bonus patches later, but just as an example, if we call up grain verb and we load this, and let me turn on, and then I don't know if you know this. Here's a little Unify tip. See how many of you guys know this. If you go to the keyboard view, there's a transpose right here that globally will transpose everything without having to do it one layer at a time. So like if you have like a 6-layer patch, you want to take the whole thing up an octave, just go to the keyboard view, hold down Option if you want to go by octaves, and Option Alt will allow it to jump by 12s, so you can change and transpose it up or down as needed. Nice and quickly and easily, right? So the library came out great. It's available. We have it at the website. Let's see if we come over here and go pluginguru.com. This is my website. I showed you the library. It's at a discounted price for its introduction. So if we go over here until August 10th, it's available at $20, more than $20 off because the retail is $62. But 2.25 gigabytes of samples, all sorts of stuff like that to work with. So it's really, really fun. I didn't buy the Iwi. No, I decided not to. Hey, Jim. So Jordan Rudess is already doing stuff where, I don't know if you've seen some of the videos he's posted where he has been training an AI on him. And then he's training and has someone that's helping him with the programming to where they can take turns, where he can play for 4 measures and then he stops and the AI will analyze what he played and then play like Jordan, but play different. And it's teaching Jordan all sorts of things that he knows, but that he didn't put into the way that the AI is putting into the AI. It's just, it's crazy what we're going to have coming in the future. I mean, it just keeps going and going. I like AI where it's assisting us. The other thing, I had a friend here and I was showing them the Suno, the music building AI, because it's getting so good and so powerful at what it can do. If you're a songwriter and you're having songwriter break, or you just want some cool ideas that are outside the box, I think it's a great place to go to and generate songs and then recreate the song yourself. But there's people that are just making 6 albums in 8 days and putting them online. And I'm not a fan of using AI that way. And I think that, YouTube has done a thing now where they've stopped any monetization if they can sense that it's an artificially generated image, because if you followed on YouTube and you've watched some of the video blogs and stuff that are happening, a lot of them are just automated. I have a friend here just a couple of houses over. He's an incredible engineer, and on the side he's doing stuff where he is training AI on famous people's voices so that it can read back their books so that they don't have to read the book. AI will read the book in their voice after he's finished making the model of their voice. And it sounds just like them. It's just amazing what they are doing and coming up with and stuff like that. So AI slop. It's better than slop, but I know what the term means, and yeah, it's in that direction and stuff like that. Anyway, from Harmony Bloom was doing a VST AI yesterday. Yeah, it's coming. There's crazy ideas that hopefully there's some really, there's a handful of companies I'm hoping are like investing in doing really cool, creative, powerful things, because AI, there's good sides and bad sides, right? So we'll focus on the good sides, making creative things that, it's fun. So there's a new plugin I want to show you that came out that I got contacted about. It's called RedVerb. Let's see, RedVerb 2 from Schultz Audio. He actually sent me a couple things to show you guys. So it's a immersive hybrid reverb. It's interesting. So you can get it at a crazy price right now. As you can see, it's available for under $40 US, and retail is $200. So they've really sweetened the pot for trying to get people to, you know, there's so many reverbs out there. It's like, oh wait, but it's also a really cool reverb. So let me show it to you. Here's the, my monitor does that thing. Okay, so here's the link in our chat. It's not, let me do this. Let's see this. Let's go RedVerb products, RedVerb 2. Let's just copy this part and say there. That will get you to the page to check it out. I initially wrote to him because he reached out, and I went and looked at his webpage, and I'm like, it looks really cool, but you know, you got all this great visual stuff, but there's no video walkthrough, there's no audio demos, so you can't hear it. And I said that I would think would stop a lot of people from wanting to buy it. So be aware, he hasn't added any video or audio demos, which he really should. If we take like a dry sample, like let's call up, how about cowbell? And let's just go over here and say RedVerb 2. When you download the plugin, just be aware, it's a fairly small download for the plugin itself. When you run it, it's going to download 800 megabytes of presets. So all of these presets aren't there at the start. It downloads them, it installs them, and there's, and as you can see, it's 3D where you can like drag around on it and see it from different angles and stuff like that. You have decay controls. The stereo width, you can have it to the side or to the mid. So you could do mid-sign panning with it. There's positioning, which will change the stereo position, which is cool. So you can play something. There's modulation for the longer reverbs and so forth. You go to church. So if you turn on modulation, I like the curve for the actual like right? So it's a nice reverb. Great sound. It doesn't try to do much more than just reverb, but it has a lot of presets on these different algorithms that it's using. Let's call this up on some drums really quick. So let's go to Groove Summit. Let's go to like Camp. Let's do the full summit. So we do some grooves. The Summit 1 are the acoustic grooves. So we have, so we say RedVerb. Pop some presets. Let's go to the chamber. Let's see, do I have this? Oh, oops, I put it in the wrong place. Go right here, RedVerb. There. Now if I put it onto something, let's go to the rooms really quick because you really have a feeling of room in there. It's really nice. And again, this curve can be more direct, or it could just kind of be like a splash in the back. Right? There's the way to do the mixing there. Over here. So all these different types of presets. Just get a little bit in there if you want and stuff like that. If you get to the effects, there are some fun stuff. Gates. Some slapback kind of things. And you can bring the gate. Right? So you have all sorts of controls as far as that goes. I think there's EQ here, of course. So you can shape it the way you want. Right? So it has a lot of nice controls, and for under $40, I think it's a pretty sweet deal. So I wanted to make you aware of it. So there you go. Cool interface, cool processing, lots of presets that sound nice. So if you need a new reverb, I'm struggling to see what benefit the graphics do, except it's just a visual. We've been working on graphics inside of Unify 2, and it takes a lot of work. And I wish that there was like a signal path going through the 3D model. It's like he's got a 3D model reading the presets, but they all kind of look the same, you know? It's like, okay, what else can I do with it? So I tend to agree. It's thankfully that there's other parameters for getting here to using the interface for the EQ, for locking. I'm not sure how the locking works, but to at least seeing the visual here, this is helpful. I wish I had, maybe it has this curvatures. There we go. So you have different EQ types. Cool. I wish this was easier to read. It's a little hard to read the text. But, you know, that could be fixed. They can make that better. Because it's just like 367 hertz. Okay, it's like a lot of work to read that. But let's see, the mouse does scroll over the... That's nice. So you can just use the mouse to hover over value. You can click it to enter an actual exact value that you want. Yeah. I wish it was more clear that you had EQ here instead of just a pencil. But, you know, the interface design is an interesting cat to skin, let me tell you. But again, it's the sound itself that it's nice. Bring it more up front. More mono. Make it shorter. Make the size 400%. Then we can go over here and say, click on this, make it a high pass. So you can get all sorts of interesting things out of this. Right? Ouch. But it sounds good. It's a little loud though, so. Right, so anyway, RedVerb 2, it's better than the first, right? So there you go. So if you want to know about that, the link I gave you, I'm not sure when the sale price will end, but for the moment, it's at a pretty sweet price. Maybe you can alter the colors. I didn't see where you could. Let's see here. There is these top views and the combined, and you can see it this way. And there's details and information. If you go to the managed licenses, I think maybe there's a manual that comes with it. Of course, did I read the manual? Of course not. I've been busy with everything, but you can see different slices and different. They're trying to give you all this helpful information of what it can do, and I don't know. It's like, okay, it's like looking at a cake. It's like, yeah, that's a cake. It's like, okay, what else can I do with the cake? You know, can I eat it? But there's no right click. There's no color spectrum to change that I can tell. Although different presets do have a different color set to them. Maybe there's a place in here to go in and set things, but I didn't find any of that stuff. The little asterisk means not automatable, so you can't automate size and decay, because if you hear, those are recalculated in real time. Like if we turn this up a little bit. So he doesn't want you to automate that, because, which is unfortunate. If we look at the assignment list inside of Unify, let's go over here and see what parameters we have. If we hit the plus button and we go, this is on the global master effect. So you do have size and decay listed. So I don't know. Let's see if I have size here, and let's turn off all these other effects. Oh. That's odd. Now I'm not hearing the sound change from. Let's see here. Let's just go to like some. Oh, you know what it is? I think I turned up something. Yeah. Here. There. Now maybe right here. Yeah. So it is automating. I just had other effects that popped up because of me moving knobs around and stuff. So it is automatable. He says it's not, but it is, because it's been registered there as a parameter on the master effect. So you have all these frequency bands, the modes, edit, post, the EQ model you can change. So there's a lot more to this maybe than what I am looking at. Delay spread. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's just this interface. It kind of, I can't tell more than what I see in front of me. But anyway, read the manual if you really want to get deep into what it can do, because it seems to be pretty powerful and flexible. All right. So that is the plugin of the day. I haven't asked this in the live stream. Has there any plugins anybody's seen this week that's cool, that's new? You know, no trial demo. It might not have a trial demo yet. That might be one of those things where maybe he needs to, let's see, show downloads for the PC or the Mac. Maybe by seeing this video, I'll let him know that we did this, because I told him I was going to show it in the live stream. Maybe he will make a demo, because that would be. You need audio demos, you need a video walkthrough, and you should have a trial for plugins that people are going to want to try out before they buy. Definitely. So it doesn't seem to be there, though. So yeah, that's something that he needs to work on. So TOC4. What's TOC4? Maybe I can do a search really quick, but TOC4 plugin. Oh, the Orchestra Complete. Ah, from Sonoscore. Okay. Is this new? Did it just come out? I don't know if it just came out or not. They don't have any introductory pricing on stuff like that. So interesting. Unless it's another thing besides that TOC. Yeah, the Orchestra Complete. How about Raw Poppins? Yes, Wire Pluck came out. I haven't gotten that yet. he'll get that to me. I'll show it to you guys next week. That's right, he did bring that out, and it sounds really good. He's done a nice job with string modeling, stuff like that. So it does all really cool kind of carpless strong plucks, but it's more than that, of course, because Rob is very smart at taking things to nice wide ranges and stuff like that. Yeah. Oh, the upgrade from 3. Okay. Very cool. Yeah. I don't do a whole lot of orchestral stuff, I'm sorry to say. So I'm here making, but I'm glad to hear what you guys are looking at and stuff like that. So yeah. Let me check really quick at Rob Poppins really quick. If he and let's see if I go to my, I don't know if he credited it to me yet or not. If I have it, I'll install it and wire plug. Let's see here. My products. Let's see my products. Let's see if it's there. I have Explorer 9. Yeah, I'll have to talk to Rob and get it next week for next week's live stream, so I can show it to you guys. And that gives me a little bit of time. It's tricky showing plugins completely cold without actually playing them a little bit and showing them what's so then. Yeah, it's on best service for about 49. It was very with a new version of. Oh, I haven't even heard about that. Tenso Punk Bass. Let's check this out really quick. Tenso, T-E-N-S-O-P. Experimental AI generative sampler. So here we go. I'll have to write to them and see if they want me to show it to you guys. AI powered sound design reimagined. Very cool. Well, for those of you that wanted to get into generating from AI and triggered samples, cool. Yeah, this type of stuff is coming. Here's some. Yeah, okay. Ethereal pad. Okay. So, yeah, I'll have to check this out. Tenso Punk. Here's the link for those of you wanting to check this out. This is called Mace. Rob, thank you for sharing, man. There's so much stuff happening everywhere, so it's really cool to get everybody to ship it. You can also load existing samples. Right. That's what the AI image stuff is starting to do. You can load any photo into it, and it will take like an old photo of you and your grandpa and animate them. So now little you and your grandpa are walking around in a video. It's crazy. Yeah, the standouts is the challenging part. Let's do this. I'm going to turn this so it's silent. I did a demo song for Bells N Winds, and I'll play that for you because I spent some time on it. It was very fun. Let's see here. Get Logic over here and let me sure I'm in. Oh, thank you. I love how I've got this very 49-inch wide monitor, and so whenever I'm moving things around, they just like automatically will like jump up to like maximum on the screen. I'm like, no, I didn't really ask you to do that. So that's right. So go like this and this. There. All right. So, and this is one of those where I kind of built it up. Let's see if we go over here and we go like this. So you can see all the tracks. I didn't even color code them yet and stuff like that. But this is using, there's actually 2 tracks. Let's do this. This drum pattern, I'll put it here next to the bottom. And where is it at? Right here. There's 2 drum grooves from Groove Summit that are inside of this. So I'll play it with those and I'll play it without it so you can hear what it's doing, but it was pretty obvious what it's adding. And I'm going to silence my microphone. Let's see here. And I need to reply to my daughter. They're on the road, so I'm going to be typing for a second while you hear this. So let me kill my mic. And here is, what did I call this? I called this, I had a name for this. What was it? It's over here somewhere. That's not the 3-patch demo. I did 2 demos. Here it is. I think it's called Magical Cure. I think it's what I ended up calling it. It's a demo on the product page, but here you go. Check it out. Gotta show off all those different bells, right? And check this out, for the drum groove, watch this knob go crazy here. That's for all the drum experimental stuff. Fun. So, and here it is without the drums. So if we go like this and this, and now you can really hear the bells and pads and stuff. Yes, God Particle. This is such a wonderful, I put this even on samples. When I'm sampling, I use this. Here's without. It's like the Tube Tech. I used to have a Tube Tech compressor that just run it through it, and it's very subtle. That's all I use for mastering is this. Without it. And you can overdo it. This is at 55%. If you're doing a hip hop record, you know, then you hit harder. But for what I'm doing, highly recommend it. It's very nice. Drummer just kind of has a seizure on the spot. Well. Anyway, so that came out really fun. And that's like 10 tracks of bells and pads and so forth. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff, Sherlock. So if you have any questions, if not, we can make some bonus patches and have some fun. Let's go over here. Where's Unify at? It's back in the screen. Let's be a little bit bigger, maybe. So like this. What do you think? Where are we at? it's yeah, it's a fun song. I actually like that chord progression. It reminds me a lot of like a Toto kind of thing, especially the ending turnaround. It's fun. I love writing. I don't get to write enough, so whenever I get a chance to write away, I'll take it. Like, oh, good, I get to do some demo songs. So I get to go for it. So let's go up here to Bells and Winds. What should we play with? Let's do a moody cinematic one. Drop in to give a like and a howdy. Hey, Wrench. Thank you, brother. Good to see you, man. Let's do some of the waterphones. I love this waterphone sample. This is one of those where I'm actually going to do something where I like, let's say unpitched. Let's find the frequency I want it to be at. And I'm going to distort it because I'm going to build a pad around this. Let's make it be like a... I want to make this slower, so let's say... That should be fun to build around. So let's go here to like the... let's do the harmonic pad. Load instrument 1. That alone is kind of cool. Now, one thing else I added to this library that I found in this folder from 9 years ago is I had ankle bells, dry and reverb. They weren't looped, so I went ahead and looped them so that and I want this to have even more reverb, so let's send it to the Dragonfly Hall. And I'm going to make this even longer and a bigger reverb. So it just becomes like a wash. Let's see, it'll go like this. And let's go over here to like Parish, like the Purity Revival pad. This is just one instrument, so we can just... do this. I'm gonna and then I need something else to ground it. So I'm gonna go over to the add instruments to Guru sampler. And let's look for something like Klamath. And let's have this be filtered. I'm going to put a phase instead of chorus. Let's go over here and say phase more. There we go. I have all these presets that I made. There we go. And let's see. I don't have noise box clean, so I'm going to clean this up a little bit. So I'm going to put delay on this. And rate. And let's put a chorus delay. And then for the creme de creme, let's go over here to a filter max. We want to move it before the loud max. Loud max is always at the end of the outputs because it's like it's the brick limiter controlling everything. And then I'm treating this as if it's one huge synthesizer patch that I want to do this kind of stuff too, right? And do we want to have it be rhythmic or just, that's pretty cool just as a texture thing to sit there and dB maybe. There, that's more like it. Little loud. I have so many layers going on, so let's turn this down a little bit. That's pretty cool. And let's do this. Let's, I'm just gonna blast out all these. So I'm gonna go down here and say remove initialize. So it clears everything. So the mod wheel, it's, oh, that's cool. Inside a Guru sampler, we have the ability with the mod wheel on each patch to be set up to do. So the ankle bells, they're being diminished, right? And this, I love this. This is so cool. I think I'm going to tell the Klamath pad to not totally go dark. There. Just sit there down to some menacing frequencies. That's nice. Thank you. I love, it's about finding things in what you're building and optimizing those. I like this, that flute part. This, I didn't realize that was so cool, but like, here's without noise box. Like if I didn't have noise box on this, but noise box on this, and all of a sudden it becomes something that is still there, you know? And then what I would do, let's say pad volume. And what I do, the latest thing that I've done, I don't know if you know this or not, but the volume sliders here, there's a little bit of noise. There's not a lot of smoothing on them. There is smoothing on the level inside a Guru sampler. So if you go listening and move this, This is a smooth, I can, you know, there's no noise type of thing. So I use that as my volume control when I'm using Guru samplers. Let's see, and let's also do this. I'm gonna watch this. So I'm gonna say duplicate, and all I have to do is double click and change the 5 to a 4. So that way it's changing both this and purity. So my pad, I should say pads volume. So right here, I don't know if you know this. It's one of the unique things with Unify is that, and I've shown this a lot. So after 5 years, you should know, you can double click the text and change the name, type in what you want it to be. And if it's a parameter in the automation list, it's connected. So if I change from 5 to 4, or if I say, no, I want this to be the ankle bells is 3, right? If I change this to 3, it's now the ankle bells. So the ankle bells are now, but no, I want it to be the pads. So I'm gonna say, get me my volume back up and make this 4. So you can change, oh wait. Now that was a mistake. So we'll go copy, paste, and then say 4. There. And we want to have the ankle bells. KLB volume. Let's have that also be its own thing. So open this up, hit the ear, move level. So I can have this distorted, and let's have distorted elements, make those control. There's this interesting, it's there even though it's grayed out. If I think it's, if I go over here and if I say duplicate, then it shows up as a parameter. These are things that get fixed in Unify too. So, and then we want to say distorted volumes. So let's go over here and let's open up this, hit the ear, volume right here. And it's right. It says chorus. Yeah, it's the wrong name, but hit the ear and move this. So now those are there. So now I have this distorted elements, distorto volume. I have the bells, then I have the pads. So I can get between these three. And let's do this. Let's also put this cutoff right here on a knob. So I can do that anytime I want. And I'm gonna do, this is called a hidden parameter. This is when we hide stuff. So let's have it do this, but I'm gonna hide this LFO doing something. So let's go notes. I use custom, even if it's a saw down, because I can control the shape, which you can't do anywhere else, which is so valuable. And let's say unidirectional, so it only goes to the bottom. It doesn't go into negative values. And let's say eighth notes. So I can add that kind of a thing. So let's go over here and let's assign that. Now this knob takes it to negative to positive. So you need to right click, open this up and tell this value not to go to negative. So double click in the middle and you can type in a 0. So that says it only goes to 0, 100%. And do I want to go to 100%? Not really, that's too much. So I can click the little dot and I can control but when I'm programming, my philosophy is I want to give it more range usually than what you need so that it can go places beyond, because a lot of times I've worked with programmers that will set it, that's like where it's really cool. And that's where the maximum value is, and it can't go any farther. But my philosophy is there are times where someone else is going to want to go to here. So you give it to there and then set it to there for your knob position and stuff. But this gives this knob that and if I bring this all the way down, it's considered hidden, see? Because the value is 0. So it's no longer there. I'm just playing. But when I want it, and off you go on your song, right? So having it there to do that. So let's say pad, filter, plus. Oh, LFO, plus. There. Cool. All right. We made a cool little... we started with a water phone sample and kind of went somewhere else. So let's make this, and I'm not going to give it to you today. I'm going to make another 14 patches, and then I'll make a bonus library that will come out in next week before the live stream. So it'll be done. I don't know if we're doing undo redo. I'll have to talk to Paul. That's so tricky because when you're dealing with so many different plugins on that's one I don't know if we've added. So unless somebody's told you otherwise, I don't think it's there. Z pad call it the deepest depths. Let's say pad, and this is pad, texture, motion, and made in the July, I can't believe it's July 26th, my goodness, July 26th live stream. Save as save. Let's make one more. What should we make? What do you guys want to make? You tease. Okay, I'll give it to you now. Okay. Let's make one more and then I'll give you what we come up with. But what should we make for the second patch? I won't make you wait. I'm an instant gratification kind of guy too, so I'll get this to you. Maybe I'll set the ankles a little bit softer. I just want it to be there as a little tinkle. So I'll update that. Should we make a pad? Rhythmic? Should we make a lead? Should we? I mean, there's so many. I made quite a few bells already, but I love to make bells. By the way, I made a. That's kind of fun. Little Red Riding Hood. And I made sure it had a, because don't go in that house. You know? All right. Let's do rhythmic. You guys talked me into it. Split rhythmic with lead. Okay, let's do a rhythmic left hand and a lead in the right hand. There you go. That's getting carried away. That's too much. No, kidding. So let's go over here. For the left-hand rhythmic, let's do rhythmic with LFOs and stuff like that so we can do something, because I only have like 10, 15 minutes. So let's choose a pad. And then call up Pump House. And let's slow it down. And then inside here, if you own Rad Waves, that library has a whole bunch of really cool additional patches. Let's see here. For presets, I'm going to choose. It's a little bit late. Let's do that. I'm going to go to the plucks. I'm going to add like maybe a mezzo forte, the harps. And let's go over here. Let's say blue arp. Let's say 16th notes, but we're going to go up here to the step type. Every other one will be off to start with. I want chord and then random for these other guys. Random. Let's pop some of these up an octave. That way it gives it a little melody, even though I'm playing. Now, let's take this out of this category. Let's make it. Do you have reverb? There. And let's get this in with the Omega delay. Did you know you can just solo the auxiliary here by itself? Let's do one more part for the rhythmic part. Let's use an analog. Let's load up the velocity switching nebula. Let's take it up an octave, so plus 12. And maybe just set to eighth notes. This might be just the thing to like just be. So let's say eighth notes for our timing values. Go step type and say chords. Right? Now, let's change this around a little bit. Let me check my release knob. Okay, good. Release is set to all of them so I can control. And I'm going to have some fun. Let's have some fun. Let's add a... After the blue art, let's go over here to Unify Standard, Creative, actually under Utility, CC Writer. And let's set this to just be a saw up. And let's assign, like, let's try filter cutoff. Let's see what happens if we assign that to CC20. Nothing. Oh, because this is the wrong CC number. So let's do it. That's what's happening. So we need to assign, if we like, okay, so we got to do this. We got to, first of all, pause CC Writer so that it's not sending any CCs out. And let's go to Groove Sampler and use the ear to grab filter. And let me... Oh, I'm on the wrong thing, so let's do this. I'm going to show you a trick. Maybe you've wondered why there's a lock icon right here, right? Well, because it is for a special feature that I requested Shane to do, because I set this up for the filtering, but you notice it's just playing the, I haven't changed velocity, so I'm changing the velocities to this top row, and I'm not hearing anything because it's playing the middle row. I want these parameters of Guru Sampler to be applied to this Guru Sampler, but I don't want to lose the sample in there, right? So if you hold down Control and Shift and you click on this, this copies into the buffer that plugin state. And then if you open this Guru Sampler, what you do is you hit the lock icon so that it won't change the sample, but it will replace everything else. So watch, when I put this right here and I zoom this to here, when I hold down Shift and I click this, boom, all these parameters changed, but because this was locked, it didn't change the sample. So now I hear the settings that I was expecting to hear that I wasn't hearing. And I'm noticing that's not, because this is kind of a dark sample, that's not the effect that I want. I want it to do something more dramatic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy one of these noise boxes. I'm going to delete them from here, and I'm going to put it on the master output. Let's say noise box, and let's say paste so that it gets me my settings the way that I like them for starting. Because I want this. And by putting this on the global, it's able to do this to all three layers without me having to copy and paste it to everything, which is a pain in the butt. I don't want to do that. So now I have to do, let's hold down Option and click Degrade to reset that knob. Let's go over here and assign it to CC20 and turn back on CC Writer up here. So now that knob is dancing. So all I need to do is assign that to right here. If we go, give me full range, click to the master effects, noise box, post, filter, frequency. And now it's dancing. And I want to go up and down and up. The filters inside a noise box are just the most creamy, lovely. How's that for something cool? And let's turn it down a little bit, put some delay on it. And then we need to right click on the top range of all three layers here and say B. So that's what I've got for my left hand. I might need a little glue. Glue to me is something that's stationary. It's like the stable person in a relationship. It gives. And let's try just a simple thing, like let's say pad. Let's up an octave it. See how that gives it a little bit more stability? Let me fix this envelope shape just a little bit. And just for fun, let's do this, say dotted, sample and hold, just in the directional here, sync. So it just plays a little bit. I want some more ear candy. But now it's hitting that tonky thing that happens. Our filter sometimes gets a little too deep. So go filter max, high pass. They're about 65 is where you can get. So now we got a pad. Let's stop this here. Now we need a lead. So let's go to pan flutes. We got all these different flutes. We have all sorts of places to play. Let's say loop, instrument 1. But we want this to be edgy. This isn't supposed to be a pretty lassie kind of thing. So. That's gonna be cool. I can hear already where we're going. I like it. I like it. Hope you like it. So and let's put its own delay on it because I don't want it to be the same delay that everybody else is getting. So and I want this to be dotted quarter and a dotted eighth. And I need to go over here and say utility MIDI filter. For this lead, I want to bypass, so I say suppress to sustain pedal, which means don't play sustain. So the left hand is padding away. Right hand, I can play whatever I want. Let's make the right hand more interesting. I want to do something weird. So let's take one of the grain verb from the Glockenspiel. This is just a test. This might not work. So we need to change the sample start to be a little bit later. There's all these cool harmonics and stuff. So we don't want that to come down here, so there. Oh, and I need to do this. Let's say MIDI filter, and I'm gonna just go Control, Shift, click, and then Shift, click, so that they're copied the same. And like if you had Groove Summit, I just want to test this out. So if we go down here like Camp 4, there's all the drum machine stuff. So let's go down here. Camp 4. Did I load it? Oh, you know what? It's got to be it's got to be the whole Unify layer, not just the layer 1. There we go. Get a cool different bass with that, you know? Maybe the harmonica. Let's get the harmonica to do more than just sit there like it's like an Italian cafe right now. So let's make it more interesting. So let's go notes, sync, sample and hold. There. And let's do this. Let's get rid of the drums because you have to own the I can't give you that because that's a separate library. Now let's get one more thing in the right hand to get this a little bit more edgy. So let's go back to Bells and Winds, but I think what I want to add is just go over here, Guru Instrument, Guru Sampler, just a lead. But instead of this, let's go to the unisons. And let's do this. I'm going to duplicate this one time. Left, right. Give these like they have. Okay, so these guys, let's right click on their bottom ranges both and say C so that they don't play here. And they both need MIDI filters, so MIDI filter. And another MIDI filter. Let's go copy, paste, paste. Uh-oh. What did I do? What did I, Skippy, what'd you do? Okay, come over here. I said suppress. Maybe I was, okay, if that happens, hit the knit button like that to stop. Interesting. Why are they, these, oh, I said suppress. It seems like I might have gotten a note stuck on, like I was playing something when I was pasting filter settings or something like that, because it's. So if that's the case, let's say save this, Z BPM pad. JUR Buongiorno. Save as save. It fixed the left, but it didn't fix the right. What's going on here? How funny. Oh, pass through. So now we can say suppress. There. So now. Let's turn down the lead stuff. About the same, 16. I can hear somebody doing this for like a Futureland thing. And I think the lead, maybe take it down an octave because it gets screechy midway through the keyboard. So let's say go do 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 do. So we got So anyway, Buongiorno is done. What do you think? So you got a little variation. It's very European to me. I like that. So, all right. So let me put these into a little bonus gift to you all. So we got to say new folder called libraries. And I spelled it fiberries. Very, very funny. Libraries. And the fastest way is to go to Unify, libraries, get this folder right here up so you guys can see the steps. So we go over here to MegaMagic Bells N Winds and put it here. So it copies the whole thing to start with. And then you just go into here and say, I don't need media, I don't need samples. And in the patches, we only need from the view of list, date modified, the new ones right there at the top. So we say everything else except for these is going bye-bye. So that way I have, now these are Unify files. You have to own MegaMagic Bells and Winds, of course, for this to work. So, oh wait, don't don't download this if you don't own the library, because it won't go well for you. I'm sorry to say. So here we go. Compress this, and we just call it Bells N Winds Guru, and then we put wait, not large caps. Let's say B&W. We'll make this kind of short and cool. MMBW for Unify bonus 1. Okay? And use.guru. So let me go over here to our friendly little Dropbox folder to plugin guru freebies right here. Libraries. And let's say new Bells and Winds Unify. And put this in there. It only took 20 minutes. I mean, I could refine on that quite a bit, you realize. And so anyway, here you go. 2 bonus patches. Now, this is one of those where you could easily break this into 2 patches, which I might do for the full bonus library. If you hold down Option and click like the top 4, and then go here and you can right click to drag the key ranges if you want, you could make it so that that pad now plays across the whole keyboard. It's not being limited. So now you can, right? And in this is the case where maybe you'd want to see what sounds like an octave lower. Right? And vice versa, if you called out Buongiorno and then deleted the left-hand parts, you could just right-click on each one of these and drag to get it to be full keyboard range so that now you have deep down. Right? So there's extra patches if you take it that far and pull it apart. So we did BPM pad Buongiorno, and we did the pad the deepest depths. So those are the 2 bonus patches that are in the little special library we did today. So there you go. Well, thank you for your support. I appreciate. We're in the middle of summer, Not everybody buys this library probably because they already own it for something else. So I'm going to sweeten the pot on it, and I appreciate all of you that do grab it. I think sounds like that a number of those sounds didn't exist in the original version of the library. So it's cool to be able to create some fun stuff. Anyway, let's do our shout outs. Shout out from wherever you are in the world as we wrap up for the day. Shout out from Eagle, Idaho, where I'm hanging. Good stuff. I appreciate all of you guys coming to hang out. It's fun to see you each week. There we are. Rob's in Amsterdam. That's one place I want to visit one of these days. Love to. Scotland. Cool, David. Hello. France, Liverpool, Texas, Colorado, Kasaka-san in Japan. Arigatou gozaimashita. Domo. Look at that. I mean, I just love that we're all just hanging out, loving sound, wherever we are in the world. So it's so good to see all of you. Thank you for joining. Special shout out to Taylor for helping with the artwork for this library. So shout out, I gotta do a shout out to Taylor. We had so much fun. He's like, I love doing this. This is so much fun, because it's like you can think up anything and describe it, and AI will try to turn it into something visual. And it's just been very, very fun. So thank you, Taylor. And of course, I'm here for you guys. I appreciate you helping me do what I love to do. So kind of works. Maybe without the sharp. So make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. I hardly ever push for subscriptions. It's so funny. Subscribe if you would like. Comment if you would like. Like if you would like. We'll see you. Hey, Wilfred, good to see you in Ukraine. Wow, okay. Are you okay? Cool. We'll just leave it at that. That's interesting. We'll see you next week. We'll do this all over again. We'll have something new to talk about, I'm sure. So thanks again for joining, and